Hey everyone, we are back in the studio with another episode from the Creative Speak podcast.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I am Zelda. I am the creator and founder of the Creative Speak podcast, and this is
Gen Z co-host Saray.
Gen Z co-host Marquise.
We're going to introduce who she is in 1 minute. It's just, I don't know. I'm thrilled to have her. If you have never joined us before, the Creative Speak podcast is an eclectic platform for creatives to share life experiences and content and artistry and all things creative. And today in the studio, we have Ashely Robin. We're so excited to have her. She is an indie artist. She's a music producer. She's a musicianship coach. And she's also, I left something out, a worship leader. How could I leave that out? I should have said that first. I should have said that in the beginning. So she's in the studio with us today, and we're just so happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
She's a sweetheart, and can I say extremely petite?
I mean, it's true.
We're talking about pint-sized people, and she's already packing a whole lot of good stuff for us today. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just want to say before I get into it, I've been watching your content for a while. I just kept seeing you, and I watch, and I just kept saying, like, wow, she's really incredible. You know, I would always kind of peek in every now and then and see it, and you always had such a bright smile. Like, just look, that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I mean. The smile was what really like drew me. I could feel something different about you, and I really was wondering. I said, I don't know. You know, sometimes you're not sure people are gonna say yes. I didn't know the mindset. You know. Everyone has a different energy sometimes outside of what they do. And I was so happy when I reached out that you said yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here to talk some good stuff. So I'm going to put Marquise in the hot seat first.
Oh, man.
Don't let go. Yeah,
Marquise is gonna. But I'm excited.
Marquise is gonna start off with some questions that we have, and the Gen Zs are, you know, this generation and the next of up and coming creatives that join me on this journey to speak to people like Ashely. So, go ahead, it's all you, bro.
All right, let's get into it. So let's start with the first question. What first got you into music?
Ooh, that's a deep dive. Well, I mean, I've been singing and kind of surrounded by music to some degree for my whole life, which, you know, it kind of sounds like the cliche sort of answer, but it's true. You know, my father was a musical guy. He was actually a DJ in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
He was a pretty
That's
cool
cool.
guy.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
he was one of I want to say like he was one of the go-to DJs in his prime in the 70s. And so, you know, there's that element. He also sings. My mother sang as well. My sister sang or sings all the time. So I grew up around just people singing and making music all the time. My dad always played music in the house. My grandma, like, you know. But I mean, to me, that feels like it's not such a foreign thing. I feel like if, you know, and any of you might probably say the same thing, but I guess for me, it kind of absorbed differently. I don't know. But I just remember that, you know, I had been singing kind of all my life in church. You know, my church was a small, like, storefront church. So it's kind of the situation where if they even, like, get us a whiff that you can do anything.
Oh,
Sound familiar? Sound familiar, guys? We definitely can.
They're like, here's
Hi,
the
Pastor.
mic. Right. They're like, here's a mic and you're going to sing, you know?
Right.
So, you know, that's part of my upbringing as well, singing in church. And then it was about the time when I was in high school is when I realized, and that was with the help of my sister, I kind of took for granted the fact that I could sing up until like 9th grade. And then it started to become something I was aware that I was good at, but I didn't really know what to do with that information.
Wow.
I was kind of using it as like a, how do you say this? Like your claim to fame in high school. Like the thing, like if I can't be this, I can't be that. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not this. But guess what?
That's what you're known for.
I can sing better than all of y'all.
Right.
Can't I?
Yeah.
But that actually brings me to like a really important crossroads or turning point rather in my life because right around that time, my sister was like really, really pressuring me. You should go to LaGuardia High School because you need to learn how to sing. Like she almost, if she, like almost at like sibling gunpoint, she said, you are gonna go audition. So I did, and long story short, I was able to get in, and it literally changed my life. But what it also did was humble the heck out of me.
Wow.
Because when you go to a school like LaGuardia,
Yeah.
everybody can sing. So what?
Yeah.
So what?
is top tier.
Yeah.
LaGuardia Performing
Yeah.
Arts. He knows he auditioned
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
on the same
Yeah.
path.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
LaGuardia is deep.
Yeah.
Deep in it.
So it's like once you're in that environment, it's like you have to either step up or you know, and I made it. I made it through. I don't feel like I really shined in high school because it was, you know, there's humblement and then there's like, what's the word? Like intimidation. And I allowed myself to be intimidated. I'm not blaming anybody else. I know that at that point in my life, I didn't have the strength to fight the amount of intimidation I was feeling in high school. So I didn't do a whole lot of things. I didn't go for solos really. I didn't, you know, I just kind of took my classes, learned what I learned and got through. But I if I could go back, I would do so much more.
That sounds familiar. I'm the exact same way, literally. Just high school, I completely intimidated. And so yeah, definitely for that.
You know, this
Yeah.
is all your lane.
Yeah,
He's performing
literally.
art schools his whole life.
Yeah.
Like from the time of middle school up until so I just knowing the things that he shared and some of the things I walked him through and this is a good place to be for people that are in a space of utilizing their gifts. Sometimes you can feel intimidated. You know, sometimes you can feel the pressure of not feeling like you're good enough. I'm so glad that you pressed on and you found that voice. So that was good. It was good.
Yeah.
You have another one?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
You're fine.
I thought we was going back and forth.
Listen, this
So
is
it's
good.
all on-
This
it's
is
all on
good.
me.
Oh, it's good.
All right.
We want to give them the space because to answer. I'm sorry to ask the questions that I'm sure other people want to know too. So you're good.
Right. So the second question, who inspired you to officially make your own music?
Ooh, I gotta say, it had to be Molly music.
Molly.
Yeah.
Great choice.
We love
Yes.
Molly. We're definitely Molly fans. We love Molly.
He is like, I think he's the first person to help me realize that music can sound like whatever I want. Like I can sing about God and it can sound like whatever I want it to sound like. Y'all remember
Yeah.
The Coming
Yeah.
and The Second Coming.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
We had never heard nothing like that.
Nothing like
indeed.
that.
Right?
Yes,
so
indeed.
yeah, he's the first one to prove to me that I could, if I wanted to be neo soul, I could be neo soul. If I wanted to rap, I could. If I wanted to sing, I could do all the things that kind of naturally come to me as musical expressions. It just helped me to. His music helped me to expand my mind. I'm still a big Molly fan. Huge.
Oh, so are we.
anything he does,
Yeah.
it's like
So are we. We love Molly.
Yeah.
He's our cartoon. Molly, if you don't know Molly music, you check him out. Check him out. He is I would say one of the most profound voices in this generation of music for you guys. So I agree with the diversity that he has in music. If you have not heard of Molly, Mali, check out Molly music. So yeah.
Yes. But it was him. So anything that comes from me, you blame him.
That's dope. My next question, how would you describe the music that you typically create? Which kind of goes,
Yeah, that's a great segue.
Mm.
So for me, let me say, it really depends on how I feel at the moment. Because I draw from a lot of different places. So, there was one point in my life where I was really, convinced that there was one way to make Christian music. And I was doing that. And I was going down the, CCM road. And that was fine. And I learned from that part of my life. I was just talking I was just talking about this with my sister the other day. So I was telling her, like, I feel like I've found, or at least I'm really close to finding my personal sound. But I was like, I was really out here trying to be Molly Cobbs. Molly
What?
Cobbs. Like, if I could be Molly Music and Tasha Cobbs switched together.
Molly Cobbs.
Molly Cobbs.
That was my goal.
Combination is crazy.
That was my goal. But these days, I'm more on the, like, sort of like vibey R&B or like neo soul is still a pretty strong element.
Yeah.
I grew up on Jill Scott. I shouldn't have,
Now listen,
but I did.
so did I.
I had
Jealous
no
is she.
business listening
Yeah,
to Jill
she's a
Scott.
phenomenal poet. Just
Absolutely.
period. Just
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
Yes. But so that neo soul rather, kind of comes naturally to me. Jazz is also something that I enjoy. I went to college for jazz, so I have a master's in jazz performance.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
Clap it up.
That's dope.
Clap it up.
That's
Thank you.
dope.
Clap it
Yeah.
up.
So I draw from a lot of places is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
These days I'm exploring a bit more what I'm capable of doing. So, I've been learning how to rap.
Hey,
Oh.
we need some bars, and we got to get
Definitely.
a quick 12
hold
bar.
on.
You gotta
Keyword
drop
is
something.
learning. Keyword is learning.
We're already
I
trying to
cannot
push her
freestyle.
forward and be the first exclusively on the Creative Speak podcast. No. That's I is that just I was gonna say and just writing period. I found that people who write tend to be kind of diverse or open to diversity with wordplay. So it's like poetry to writing books to rapping. Does that have anything to do with it? Because I know you write.
Yeah, it absolutely totally does. Before I realized that I wanted to be an artist, I wanted to be an English teacher and I wanted to be an author. I used to write all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I would write novels, literally novels with chapters and plots and all
Wow.
the things. I could tell you the sad story of why I don't write fiction anymore.
Okay, we're ready. We
Yeah.
could take it.
Yeah.
You want this?
Let's hear
this piece of my
I-
trauma?
I would like to know.
Yeah, I mean, well, in college, I was right about to finish my bachelor's degree, and I was minoring in English. And my last class before I graduated was creative writing. And for some reason, I was having such a hard time. It's like whenever I want to write, I can write. But if you tell me you have to write by Tuesday, I'm like, no, I can't. Like I just had so much trouble doing it. So I wasn't writing at my highest ability. So at some point during the semester, I just kind of said, you know what? I have an idea for a story. Let me just try it. I'll write the first chapter. I'll submit that for workshopping and I'll just do this for my next assignment. So I handed it in, and then my professor, who is very fortunate that I don't remember her name, she sent me an email, and I remember the words. It is clear to me that you could not have written this, and you have plagiarized this story.
Wow.
And her reasoning for it was because the story I was writing was like set in like 1950s America. And so it was in the South as well. And so everybody was talking with a particular accent. I was writing it out. And she was saying like, that's not your voice. Which is like
That's crazy.
so it's almost like you're saying that if you didn't teach me how to do it, there's no way I could know how.
Wow.
You go through this all the time with your professors. They're both in school right now.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that happened.
But yeah, it kind of discouraged me.
Of
Like that the
course it
whole
did,
the whole
to hear
ordeal. 'Cause
something
I,
like that.
Yeah, I tried to fight her on it.
Yeah.
I didn't succeed. Someone in my corner advised me to let it go because I was about to graduate.
Yeah.
But it hit me in a way that
You just didn't pick it up again.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna go back, or is it still? You see, and this is another great place as well, because I know a lot of people who have kind of gotten in this turtle, place of existing, because I don't want to say the professor's name either, but I hope I don't get it. But because people like that, have those kind of, I don't know if they even understand the impact of the insensitivity and what that does to someone who's trying to bud or flourish or try.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Not to
no,
cut you off.
this is you two should be diving in
Yeah.
this, swimming, doing the back breaststroke. I hear this from them all the time.
Yeah, I
in
definitely want
classes.
to add, like, in high school, definitely. Well, even in middle school, high school, that process, I had to. Before that, I would usually just play freely. Like my first instrument was the drums, so I really just went in playing the drums. But I had to learn, how to be a percussionist. So a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do, I wasn't able to do. And when I was playing, there was like, they kind of took out the enjoyment.
Yep.
So
Yep.
even up to this day, like I'm just starting to like get comfortable with playing. But like before then, like if I'm in a jazz ensemble or anything, if I'm playing, I'm like very hesitant to play.
Yeah.
And it's like just from that experience alone. So
And it's disheartening. And again, and these are why some of these spaces happen, so that people who are listening, who are inside of the same space, can see they're not the only person. I'm hoping that you'll pick up fiction again.
yeah.
I'm hoping that you pick up fiction again. Not necessarily to prove anything to the person, but just because it's probably something that you'll be really great at. So I found that, and it's just disheartening to hear those things. You've had a lot of stuff too. She quiet over there. You're next.
Facts,
She's on the
facts.
hot seat next.
I'm listening.
I can feel
I'm a
how
listener.
happy she is that we're not targeting her. I'm backing off of her a bit. I was really on her the first episode of the season. I changed my mind. So it's back to you now.
I'm listening.
This is all
enjoying the
your lane
conversation.
right here. So why don't you start with your questions, and I'll leave you alone.
Come on, buddy.
Okay.
In other
My
spots.
first question is kind of calm. Do you sing in the shower?
I do all the time. I warm up in the shower. I warm down in the shower. I try new parts of my voice in the shower. It's great. The acoustics are
The
perfect.
acoustics are
The
perfect.
steam is great for the vocal cords.
Right.
Absolutely, I sing in the shower. I love that question.
And like what genre? Like is it specific?
In the shower, no.
Just
the
anything?
shower is whatever. Whatever.
Just-
comes
Whatever
to
comes-
mind.
whatever's in
comes,
mind.
whatever's coming on, just go.
Whatever comes to mind.
Whatever it is. At least I think most people do sing in the shower who are, well, I'm not even gonna say everybody that could sing in the shower. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm getting so much trouble.
Everybody who can sing sings everywhere.
This is true.
Right.
I think that's a good takeaway. I think that was from, I'm gonna be real cheesy with this and cringy. What is it? Sister Act 2? Or was it 1? Was it 2? I think whichever one Lauryn Hill was in. 2. And Whoopi said to her, "Baby, if you a singer, you gotta sing." And I agree with that.
You know what's
Singer
so
sings
crazy?
everywhere.
You know what's so crazy? I actually was thinking about that movie today, like after getting out the shower. I'm kidding you not. I promise you. I was thinking of her singing "Joyful Joy." I'm like, that's crazy. Like that's actually crazy.
Same thing. You just
Conversion.
stirring it
Right.
out. Come on, almost 24. She's going to be 24 in 10 days. Aren't
Happy
you
birthday.
guys excited?
Wrong.
Yeah, I'm not hyping her up. She all right.
We're the same age.
Nah,
This is an ongoing battle of the ages.
This is. I will always be the oldest,
Nah.
even if she claims we're the same age. It's literally like 2 weeks. Like,
11.
That's it.
11.
I do
No.
want to say
A
that
month.
she's been saying she was grown since she was 17. So she's
That- yeah,
finally reaching
indeed,
the
indeed.
24.
Yeah.
Come on with your questions for Ashely.
Okay. What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for your music career?
Ideally, or like realistically?
Like realistically.
I would be, let me see. So I was working as an admin. In fact, I had been an administrative professional since I graduated from college. So I worked a few years at a college. And then I left there because they were not, like they had me on part-time. And I'm like, y'all know I'm like in my 20s.
Right.
And I can't
You got
survive
money.
on
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Part-time hours.
Right. So then I became an admin for a music school. Because I figured, I'm not making the music, but I can be around the music. And so I really did enjoy that. I enjoyed that right up until COVID, because once COVID hit, the school basically had to go all virtual. And so it just became me sitting at my computer for the entire day. And it just wasn't as vibrant anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, if that was not the thing that God used to make me serious about my music career, and I was still not engaged with my music career, I probably would be an admin or a bank teller.
Okay.
Bank teller.
Yes.
Okay,
Got the money.
coins, right?
Yeah, you
Shmoney.
get that,
Yes.
Shmoney. No, that's an accountant is a skill set. People that deal with math or calculations. Hats
never.
off to
I could never.
Probably
Math
why I'd be
I'll mess
is
fired.
my
somebody's money
worst.
up.
Yeah, facts.
I was fired. They would get rid of me quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
Math is my
tellers,
worst enemy.
We want to spend it, but we just don't want to figure out how
Right.
much
Right.
it is that we're spending.
Right.
So yeah.
Budgeting.
Are
all
you
that
good?
stuff.
Are you good?
Am
She has another one. I smell it.
am I?
You tell me.
Okay, wait.
I think she's slick.
Okay.
Come on.
Where have you performed, and what was your favorite venue?
Ooh. Oh my.
Come on, Gen Zs.
Oh. Jeez. Okay. My favorite? Okay. Where have I performed? Let's start there. I've done churches, led worship at churches before. I've performed. Dang. Okay. So there's this event in the city. If you're not aware of it, actually, I think this would be a really, really great thing for y'all to look into, if not just attend.
Okay.
But there's an event that happens once a month in New York City called Theology. There's this
Never heard of it.
gentleman named O'Dane Wilby. He's the mayor of New York City, practically. He knows everybody.
Okay.
And so he gets Christian indie artists together, or not necessarily that they are making indie Christian music, but they are believers who make music.
Oh, wow.
So he gets them
Okay.
together for a lineup once a month. It's either just a show, or it's like a round table where the singers do a stripped down version of their music and they talk about the songs.
Wow.
So those events are consistently my favorite to do on the local end. And otherwise than that, I have had a really cool opportunity to do background vocals for a Christian artist named Victory Boyd. Y'all ever heard of Infinity Song? It was like 5 siblings. They were all like playing guitars and singing songs. Well,
Yeah, I'll probably have to
Victory.
hear it.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I was gonna
look them
say
up.
like listening.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Sounds familiar, but
Yeah.
I don't want to start making descriptions and be off.
Got
So
you.
we have homework to do.
Definitely check them out. But Victory is like the big sister of the group, and so she branched off to be a Christian artist in kind of like her own right. And so there were a couple of instances I got to do background vocals for her. She did a show at City Winery last year, I want to say, and then she also did Daystar, which is my first time ever being on TV.
Oh wow,
Wow.
Daystar.
Mhm.
Hey,
That was cool. And she also did, I want to say it's Good Day New York as well.
Okay, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so those, I think those have been the two most enlightening and educational performances I've had. At the same time, and I really enjoyed them, so those would count as favorites. But also the kind of stripped down opportunities that I've had to like sing in an intimate setting and talk about the music that I make and stuff. Those have been my favorites too. I'm sorry I can't like pinpoint one.
No,
okay.
this is.
No, yeah.
I'm just glad because I'm thinking about how we could get Marquise to be at one of these performances.
Yes.
Yes.
No, don't slow smile.
Yes.
You see how God is opening up all these doors from the woman of God. Thank you. Thank you. It's a praise break right there.
got
Wait till we get
connections.
this.
get
Listen,
your connection.
listen. Yeah. This is something. Seriously, we're gonna go back and check that out. And if you heard that, you should check that out too.
Yeah.
'Cause that gives you something positive to get into, and it gives you a chance to even come forward with your music and some of the things that the world needs to hear. So, speaking of music, we promised you guys a treat. Okay. First of all, I just want to let you know that Sweet Ashely is also our very first in-person podcast
Yeah.
guest for season 3 in our new location. And she, as I stated before, is an indie artist, and she's also a writer. She's a writer as well. She's going to be, I'm going to say, performing, ministering. I like to use both words, but she's going to be singing for us a song called, tell me what the name of the song is one more time. Is it Call Me?
Yeah, the song's called Call Me.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit, tell us a little bit about that before you give us a treat so we can get a chance to hear it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Call Me is something that was kind of born out of a challenge, honestly. As you guys have been saying, I do produce music. And so I had shown a colleague of mine one of the beats that I made, and he listened to the beat and he was like, you should probably write something to this. And I was like, I probably could. And so I sat down and I did. I don't remember why I thought of this particular premise, but this is the premise that came to me. I guess, it's just something the Lord wanted me to do. But I ended up writing a song from the perspective of wisdom. Wisdom is technically a character in the Bible.
Yes,
like
it
if
is.
you've read Proverbs. Proverbs. It also shows up in Kings, of course, because if y'all remember the account of when King Solomon became king, and the first thing he asked for was wisdom. And then there's a scripture in James that says that if you need wisdom, just ask.
God.
I'm paraphrasing. This is the
right.
Ashely Robin translation. If you need wisdom, ask, and the Lord will basically dump it on you because He don't have no problem giving you wisdom. And so I personified wisdom. Wisdom in the book of Proverbs is spoken of as a lady. So I just kind of was like, okay, well, that's the thing about like writing as a Christian artist, because you don't want to be braggadocious.
Yeah.
But I found the secret. If you write from the perspective of God, then you get to say all the swaggy stuff. Because He's the only one. God's the only one who has the right to talk like that about anything.
Right. And no one can shut him down.
Right.
Clock it.
You'll see?
Yeah.
So, from that regard, wisdom being something, or if you want to look at it as it's written in Proverbs, someone that you really, really need and you cannot live without, but we front on her so much. So
I think that's Proverbs 8.
Yeah.
I think it's 8. Wisdom cries out.
Yes.
And like no one is listening.
Right.
So she's gonna do this now. She's gonna do Call Me. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm over the moon. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go. Let's
She's
go.
singing live now, guys.
Hey.
I'm the one that the kings ask for by name. If they can have me, they'll skip the bright lights and skip the fame. If they forget me, it all goes down in flames. If they can remember even just one word I say, they'll change the game. I'm the one that the bosses come out to see. Lined up at the front door 'cause they need it. And they know they can't take 2 steps without me. And here you don't pay any mind to the words that I speak. I keep it all on repeat like, if you have me, you have everything you need. If you don't, you won't keep anything. If you ask me, I'll come running full speed. Say the word and I'ma pull up on you. If you want me, just call me. Just call me. If you want me, just call me. Yeah. Listen, I talk and the gems start dripping. You keep digging for gold while I pave the sidewalk with it. I glisten. This is treasure that's better than riches, better than fame and her kisses, better than houses and villas, better than 3 of your wishes. I crown every one of my kids. They love me 'cause I never misses. I never switches. I build the bridges. I take the blind people out of their ditches. Give them their sight and turn them into princes. You think you can go on without me? You getting too big for your britches. I be here sitting and minding my business. You finally call, I'm coming with the quickest line. If you have me, you have everything you need. If you don't, you won't keep anything. Oh. If you ask me, I'll come running full speed. Say the word and I'ma pull up on you. Just call me, call me, call me. Just call me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm on the corner with a megaphone, calling you to come get it. Your eyes closed but the blindfold can't see what you're missing. That could be why you keep tripping, tripping. You ask me why you keep tripping, tripping. Maybe that's why you keep tripping, tripping. I'm on the corner with a megaphone, calling you to come get it. Your eyes closed but the blindfold can't see what you're missing. That could be why you keep tripping, tripping. You ask me why you keep tripping, tripping. Maybe that's why you keep tripping, tripping. Ooh, ooh. Just call me, call me, call me. Just call me, yeah.
Yes.
That oh my goodness.
Yo,
Oh my.
that was tough, bro. That was so tough.
Listen.
That was so tough.
That was, yeah. I wasn't expecting all that.
Nah, that was so
I'm
tough.
not
bro.
even gonna lie to you. I was not expecting that, and that was live and raw.
Mhm.
That's her voice.
Right.
That's not
No auto-tune.
auto-tune
Done.
and stuff. That's her
Come on now.
and God's gift on you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Jeez, one more time.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, and the
That was
explanation that you gave, speaking of Proverbs and what that was, I felt it even deeper inside. And I love how you took God's message and put it like that. You would never think that what you gave as context would communicate that way with the sound and the
Yeah, yeah.
everything. We have a few more minutes, but
Mhm.
before we go, I know you do musicianship
Mhm.
coaching.
Mhm.
I want to take like maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Just
Sure.
tell us what that is and how people could like seek you out for that kind of help because you're dope.
Facts,
Like
facts,
seriously,
facts.
and I'm pretty sure you have so much to offer someone that
Thank
needs help.
you.
So could you tell us what being a musician coach is and what services you provide or assistance? Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I like to call myself a musicianship coach. You've probably heard of like vocal coach or songwriting coach, but I like to call myself a musicianship coach because I do all of those things.
Okay.
So I teach vocals, songwriting, ear training, and production. Basically everything that you need if you are ready to take your artistry seriously. I can assist you with, or I can assist you with all, you know what I mean? So I am, I guess, the owner and the founder of my virtual music academy, which I call the Robin's Nest. And from that academy, I host group workshops where we talk about vocal technique and songwriting, and we practice our ear training and all the things. I also do one-to-one sessions as well. I have online courses as well. So it's just I'm creating a space for artists, again, like I said, who are ready to be serious about their craft to come and learn and grow, and just get all the tools that they need to hone the craft, because it's not you don't just roll out of bed and
Right.
decide.
No, you don't roll out of the bed and do what she just did. You're not rolling out of anybody's bed doing what she just did. To
Right.
God be the glory,
Yes,
but
for
you're not
sure.
doing it. So that's it's almost like a hub you have, kind
Yeah.
of, like a one-stop shop, right?
Yes,
To
that's
come
perfect.
and be able to have you present this kind of help for people. And I am so glad that you are doing that because there are many people who either cannot do it
Mhm.
or just haven't done it.
Right.
It needs to be so much more mentoring.
Yeah.
It needs to be a lot of coaching in those areas when it comes to music.
Yeah.
And because I have, everyone knows Marquise is my son.
I would
I'm
have never
sorry.
guessed.
I'm sorry. I will not stop humiliating him for the rest of his life. And Saray is like a daughter to me. I mentor Saray,
Yeah.
So because they are gifted with the music, he knows and she does as well. Because we're all worship leaders, we sing together. Not like that. But God, might put his hand on our throat a little
Right.
time. We got enough
Just a
mercy
little
going,
touch.
just a little touch, little touch. But I'm always very, very mindful and concerned about uh, aspiring artists being in a safe space
Yeah.
that they're not taken advantage of,
Yes.
and that they're taught correctly, and that they're also shown musicianship from a side of integrity and professionalism and dignity and self-respect. Has always been really important that if I'm going to refer people to connect with other people, especially when it comes to music, that I'm mindful of the representation that they're going to put forward. And that is something that I respect a lot about you. That was one of the things that drew me because you're impressionable, especially when you're young. And not just in age, when you're unlearned and you haven't really experienced a lot of the ins and outs and the different things that take place when it's time to create.
Yeah.
So I want you all to get with Ashely. Can you give the handles like where you are, the
Sure.
Robin's Nest and all those things? I really do want some of you out there, you follow us and we know you listen, you support. Thank you so much. There's so many singers and songwriters and, aspiring music producers and, you need help. It's okay to get the training. It's okay to invest in your gifts. When I was coming up and learning my own way, I wish that I took a little bit more time into cultivating myself in a better way. I'm so happy to see my son go to good schools and be trained and taught. Sidebar story when Marquise was in middle school, he went to Mark Twain Performing Arts School. It's like one of the top middle schools in New York City. This was his first experience with that. And I remember he's this amazing percussionist. He's doing all these things and he was exceptional. But when we got to Mark Twain, right, you know what I'm gonna say. My son is a freshman in this school, and I mean, he's a prodigy. That's his gift. That's all God. He's always been that way. So when we got to his first, I think it was winter concert.
Yeah.
I mean, there was tripods and cameras everywhere. Of course, everyone's excited about their children. I'm so happy. My son, the percussionist. Okay, my son. And I remember his dad, my husband, he set up the filming, the camera, and my mom is there, and we're all waiting. It's super quiet, and we see him out, and oh my God, my son, my son, my son. We're waiting, and my son, the one I raised, right, the one that was going to another school in another borough. After everyone did all their strings, my son had a triangle. Uh, and literally ding. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's the drums?
Oh no, they did not.
He had the triangle. That is what he had to ding. And I remember when I spoke to his music teacher, shout out to Mr. Fayola.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout
Mr.
out to Mr.
Fayola.
Fayola. When I spoke to his music teacher, he said, no, Marquise has to start from this place, in order to do what he needs to do. He needs to learn musicianship.
Yes.
And he was on top of my son about the way he carries himself and the way he sits and the way he did not care about all those tricks and all those drum rolls and all those things. That school prepared Marquise for musicianship. So because I saw what that looks like, I always want other young people and other people that I know that are creatives in music to remember that there is a musicianship. It's not just, oh, I'm talented, right? And I'm gifted only. No, there's a space where you have to sometimes start from the bottom.
Right.
So many singers think that they can sing, and they're not trained. They
Right.
need training. It's nothing wrong with getting that and, doing that. So can you share where your information is for everyone to reach out? Because I really want you guys to invest in this. So
Yeah, absolutely. I love where that story went, by the way. I did not know that's where that was going, but that's a great story. And it's so true. Yeah, if you're looking for me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. Same handles. So it's at Ashely Robin Music if you're interested in me as an artist. Or if you just want educational resources from me, it would be at The Robin's Nest Music. So that's ROBIN. Some people add a B. I don't know why. But it's Ashely Robin Music or The Robin's Nest Music.
this has been awesome. You guys clap it up with me. You were such a pleasure. It has been, I would say, a very enlightening time with you. There's a lot of takeaways that we have, and we talk about every single guest. We go over the things that we may not be able to share, the little nuggets and the takeaways. And we do have a lot of young listeners. We do have, I'm a youth pastor. I have a full youth ministry. Shout out to all of you. And I know one thing. Y'all better not be looking at stuff on TikTok or anywhere else that you're not supposed to. You know who I'm talking
Amen.
to. So to be able to just have you around to share as an example to not just us, but to others that are looking up to us or looking to us. I just want to say thank you for stopping
Yes.
by.
Yes.
Incredible. Please support her music. Please check her out. Please just support. And those of you that can pray, how about you pray? That would be great. How about you pray? She is a believer. She is a worship leader. She's here giving her gifts back to God. And I think that's what we all should be aspiring to do in some kind of way. So, on that note, are you guys ready to get up out of here? Yeah.
I'm
And
comfortable.
shout out to Saray
I wanna
for
press
really
something.
speaking.
Ray.
She wants to press something. Just go ahead. Let's get off of here.
That's the wrong one.
I'm gonna be running the audio
should've-
now.
Oh, okay.
So now we're really officially out of here. This is my favorite. I want you guys to continue to follow the Create and Speak podcast. We are on Spotify. We are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are going to be coming to you with more interviews. We have Poetic Will coming up from Open Heart Poetry. And we also have God's Girl with Saray. She's going to be sharing where she went on her latest adventure. And we're so proud and excited for her. Keep up with at Just Marquise because he'll be putting out covers. And don't forget to stay connected to me as well. I'll be dropping Inward Bound, a visual poetry project, January 31st. So on that note, everybody out on 3. We're going to say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye. All right, stop it. You see, I'm
Oh,
sitting
wait.
here. I don't know what
Oh,
I'm
I
doing.
don't know. Hold on. It's upside down.
Oh, Jesus